Hey you guys, it is William calling from Wee Blogs, and me and my girl Katie and me and my girl Diego, we have just watched the first dress rehearsal for semi-final one of Eurovision 2023. 15 countries sang, including favorites Sweden, Norway, Finland, and I think we should talk about it. Are you ready? Let's do this! First, just a quick note from me about the opening. I think it's absolutely beautiful. You see Liverpudlians celebrating the fact that Eurovision is coming to their city. Then you see the arrival of Ukrainians who are seeking refuge. You see blue and yellow everywhere. And then you see a small boy in that montage on the actual stage at Eurovision. It's very touching and very, very emotional. But look, we're here to talk about the acts. So let's kick it off with Norway. Alessandra, Queen of Kings. Diego, how did it go?
Well, it's the country we all wait for. Alessandra is such a powerful performer. The song is very good. For me, the staging, it's missing something. It is missing something. I didn't see her today very good vocally. I don't know if it's because it was a rehearsal, but I think they need a little bit a push, a little bit more. I don't know. It's too similar to the national final, of course. The lights are good. It's nice, but I don't know. For me, it's short.
I think I know what you're trying to say, or rather, I have a similar feeling. I love this. I think it looks polished. I think it looks perfect. I think it looks sleek. But I think when things are too smooth, sometimes you're like, oh, where did the soul go? Mm-hmm. And this is not hate. This is not shade. This was a global hit because it's a hit. But I think at Eurovision this year, like Karia's got this kind of, it's polished, but it's gritty and dirty and funny. Mm-hmm. So some people may think this is, in a weird way, too perfect. I love it, though. I love the sea shanty vibe. I love the lightsabers. I just think it's got energy. This is great TV. It's brighter. I like that you see the green dress more clearly. This is still sleek and incredible. The darkness no longer bothers me, is what I'm trying to say. And I think this is definitely going to the final. Will it win? Is it the winner? I don't know. A lot of people love this. I think in the televote it could do very, very well. I'm not sure if juries would put this above some of the other contenders, though. Mm-hmm. So we have to wait and see. But I do take your vocal point. I think that might have been, though, being in the arena. Like, I think the mixing on TV probably sounded good. Yeah. But in the arena, she was singing for the mic as opposed to the people. Uh-huh. I don't know.
Yeah, so from someone who watched this remotely, I can say that for me, I thought the vocals were really strong. It's been lovely to actually hear Alessandra perform again. It feels like it's been forever. And I'm loving the costumes too. I'm loving the green. And I think it's going to be a really strong opening to the show.
Absolutely. We move on. Malta, the Busker, spot number 2. The colors really pop. This is absolutely stunning. It's playful. It's inviting. The dancing is quirky. The singer invites you. They've grown in confidence throughout this journey. I know it's an uphill journey, an uphill climb, but I'm feeling more and more confident that this is moving from borderline, 10th, 11th to maybe more 8, 9. I hope so. It's lovable, it's likable, and they performed the hell out of that stage.
It's funny. It invites you to party. It's actually the party in Liverpool. It's the stage. It's so much going on that stage. I don't know, how do you call it? The
disco ball?
No, when it's the previous Malta singers.
Divas.
Yes. When they go in there, they go into the car, they're going to the seat.
The cutouts of the divas.
Yes. They're running everywhere on the stage. They have pyro. They have everything on the stage. This is fun. For me, for what I see today, what I saw today, this deserves to qualify to the grand final.
It does. It just brings so much energy, and the more I watch it, the more I really like them, and I just think they bring so much joy, and that will transpire across the stage to the screens, and I just think it'll wake everybody up. And even though it is quite early in the running order, it still is really memorable, and I think it deserves to qualify too.
We move on. Serbia, Luke Black, Samo, spava. I love when they roll him out. The giant flower, you see him kind of like laying back in some champagne. They push him on, and he performs really, really aggressively, right? The sad reality of what's happened in Serbia, he's spoken about this openly, it's been really upsetting, deeply upsetting, and I almost feel that rage is coming out, and it's appropriate. Through this performance, he's letting the anger out, and it fits with the song, which was a warning, it was a wake-up call. I don't want to go too dark and deep into that road, but I think that he's taken tragedy, and as great artists do, he's kind of using his art to convey his expression and his feelings on the tragedy. This looks good. It really, visually, nothing looks like this. And I'm just really pleased with his movement is the main improvement. I think he looks more confident as he works his way across the stage.
I love how dark it is and how they play with this on the stage. I mean, the lighting at the beginning, the way they play with the cameras and on the ceiling, it's really nice. I don't know about his voice because today, I mean, it's the same problem. At some point, I couldn't hear his voice. But I mean, I don't know if it's this problem that you said, but the song is strong. You said there is nothing like this in this contest this year. And that's what is very good about Serbia. And I really I think he's a strong qualifier.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I think you really get the sense that he's channeling a lot of those feelings. And I think, you know, it's kind of going to be a moment where everybody pauses, everybody reflects. And I'm really proud of what he did at the rehearsal. And I think he's going to make a lot of people really proud tomorrow.
Absolutely. We move on. Latvia, Sudden Lights, Aijā. This is a real emotional moment for me. I think this is so beautiful. It is so tender. It's experimental. It's got a little bit of roughage with the mixer when he's tapping on the keys. There's a lot of intimacy, the eye contact, the facial expressions, and that warm, brassy glow. Also, inside the arena, you may have noticed this, that digital screen, when it's sparking, when there's little sparks, the glitter, the kind of lights on the stage mirrored on the LED, it looks three-dimensional, it looks real. You think that this light panel is actually coming to life. It's really just touching and perfect for the mood. I want this to go through so badly. I'm not convinced it will, but it's so deserving, and I wish them all the best.
And this is Latvia is one of the countries that for me personally has grown the most. Grown?
Yeah.
The most. I was not convinced at the beginning, but seeing this live and the staging, which is, I mean, it's not difficult. It's not a complicated staging. It's very simple, but it's effective.
Yeah.
It is really effective, and it's doing. This, I think, tomorrow people in the live show, they're going to see something that is going to be really impactful.
Yeah, I think for me, compared to obviously the songs in the running, I think they all pack a punch, the first three songs, in different ways. For me, this is one, doesn't necessarily pack the same punch, especially sandwiched between Mimicat as well. But I do think it is lovely what they're doing. I see exactly what you mean. The song, it's sincere and there's a real sincerity to it. Again, will it qualify? I don't know, but will they do Latvia really proud tomorrow? Absolutely.
Yes, they will. And I might flip that actually and say we often talk about the exciting songs being in a great spot between quiet songs, but maybe the advantages to Latvia being in between Serbia and Portugal. I mean, it could go either way, but there's something about it's just so beautiful, really. Next up, as you've teased already, is Portugal's Mimicat, Coração. Interestingly, they got rid of the sofa, and so now it's just the dancers and the darkness and the lights. It actually gives me flashbacks to Oslo 2010, when you just had light fixtures. I sort of miss the sofa. I miss there being another visual point to focus on. At the same time, I do think they're more free with their bodies now. I think they can move more freely, and the choreography is a bit more complex because they don't have to deal with the sofa. So these are trade-offs. On the whole, it was probably the right decision to get rid of the sofa. What stands out to me is that that dress has become her best prop. The dress is such a good prop, the way she plays with it, the way it flows, and that's making up for the lack of the sofa. From the darkness, we have the red, we have the sizzle, the sensation. I'm feeling more confident about this now than I was when we got here. I think she's got the energy, the presence, and she's not going to be unnerved by the stage.
This is one of the Portugal entries that we don't. I mean, for me, we don't expect. We don't like them when we first listen to them in Festival da Canção.
Yeah.
But then when they get to Eurovision, it's a different, whole new world, and they are fantastic. Of course, she has a beautiful voice. She's a very good performer, and it's so red. Everything is so red. It's so cool.
Passion.
And I love the dancers, and I love how, I don't know if you saw this before the beginning of the show, she high-fived with every single dancer, and they are kind of spare, like separate, and it's really nice. Can we say something about the postcards?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah. No, later.
Okay.
Because yeah.
I just want to remind both of y'all, we got to be out of here by like 7:30, so we need to keep it short. Katie.
Yes, so for me watching via a screen, this was something that really popped for me, and it's all about the colour. As you say, it's all about the movement of those fabrics. I think it's the best decision ever, losing that static sofa, because everything is moving, everything is dancing, and keeping it short and succinct, it absolutely slayed.
Absolutely. We move on to Ireland. Wild Youth, We Are One. It was a rehearsal, right? So the vocal doesn't have to be perfect. I did feel that maybe he was a little tired from last night. I didn't feel the energy today, and the vocal was a bit raspy. And also the stage prop, the stairs, it is very high school prom. It's kind of like a night to remember, and then you and your girl walk down the stairs and snap your photo. However, on the cameras, there's something falling out of my mouth. That is disgusting. It's like, oh my God, I hope I don't have some kind of, that is gross. Forgive me. I've had that in my nose, but not in my mouth, y'all. In any case, look, the camera angles make it better. The floor is beautiful. The gold, that when you see Connolly's hand reaching out from that portal on the floor, it's a moment. So this is one that's better on TV than it is in the arena, because you don't see the floor in the arena.
Yeah, I really like this one. I think it's so energetic. It's I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to see them. I like what you said. The golden
Shower.
at some point. Is that the goal?
So it's reversed. It's like it's more of a golden geyser. Golden geyser. I don't know how you're sitting. I don't know your position. Please, we continue.
Ireland is good. I really like Ireland. I think, yeah, it's the feeling I have for all of the acts. I don't know if because this was a rehearsal, for me it was kind of flat for many acts, not just for this one. But I think they have the chance. Why not? I mean, I do appreciate this entry. Yes. I think it's potentially good. Yes, it is. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Fantastic.
I'm still not sold on the costumes. It has to be said. I think even on TV, I think possibly a bit of a wardrobe change would serve them quite well. But I definitely agree that this is something that glows up when you see it on screen. And yeah, definitely, like, I think maybe they're holding themselves back slightly, hopefully, so they can just give it all tomorrow. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see the energy tomorrow, definitely.
All right, next up is Croatia, and I've got to say, coming after the sober performance from Ireland, Croatia is a smack in the face with a sock full of jelly, right? It's like all this mishmash, it's dirty, it's raw, you've got men in dresses with mustaches, but most impressive to me anyways is the LED, the graphics. I love this shot overhead. The floor is like spirals, it's like spiral, so you think they're spinning, but they're not, they're in place. It's dizzying, it's psychedelic, it's a circus. You've got a woman dressed in a militaristic uniform twerking. You can't make this up. It is bananas cray.
Even if the stage is kind of empty, because they have like a battery in front of the stage. What is happening on the LED, it's making this huge, and you can't take your eyes away from them. Like you need to see what is happening because everything is happening at the same time. It's really good. I mean, their voices. The song it's catchy. The voices are. I don't think they're the best of the contest, but it's still really good. I really like this song.
Yeah, and I like that it's sandwiched between Ireland and Switzerland, actually. Switzerland's also sober, so this really stands out in the recap.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's growing on me, it has to be said. I think when I watched, just the little TikTok clips, I thought, oh, okay, there's not much to this other than a shock factor. But actually, when you see it on stage with the LEDs, with all of these moving parts, with all of, as you mentioned, the dancers and the giant drag queen as well, there's kind of so many elements that it actually becomes really engaging. And as you say, you just can't take your eye off every little thing. That I think it's about so much more than giving people a surprise, because actually, like, those whole 3 minutes, you're going to be completely engaged, completely focused on them and what they're doing.
Yeah, Armageddon Nona is an Armageddon yes. We move on. Switzerland performs 8th. Remo for Watergun. I've got to say, I like that they've added some grit with the smoke and the flares. Now you have a sense of war. It was too polished in the TikTok clip, right? And at times early on, I'm like, it's too clean. And I love it when it gets a little dirty. It's important to keeping it dynamic to pull people in. So it's very well played by Switzerland. The song, while I think it is a really good radio song, on the stage, I think without the flares, it would feel flat. But they're giving it the dynamism it needs. He sounds incredible. He is a master vocalist. He does not make a mistake, and he can move. The body, he knows how to control the body. He looks strong. Even though he's in this like pristine fashion, serving Victor and Rolf realness, he is still strong, he is steady, he can move. It's a nice package.
It's a cohesion, I don't know if you said it like that, with his dancers. I mean, they made a group, a very good, I don't know how to say, a group. It's like, you can see that they are connected. I fell in love with his song when I saw him here in the lounge, because it was perfect. It is incredible. I really like the staging, what they're doing. I really like, and it's really growing on me this way, because it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic.
I completely agree. This is one of those where I think the TikTok clip really did not do it justice. I think we needed to see those flares, and we needed to see that conflict in the staging, which I think we really have now. As you mentioned, kind of Remo himself, he's very much supported by, that staging, by the dancers. But I think, vocally, he'll be there and it will really carry him.
I'm so sorry. I'm literally editing videos and getting, because otherwise we just won't be able to, and so that's why I look slightly distracted. Thank you so much. We move on. Next up is Israel, Noah Kirel, Unicorn. It was so interesting to finally see this whole thing. It's very dark, but I think it plays to her strengths in a lot of ways. And what I mean by that is, unicorns, you think childish, you think purple, you think fantasy. She's like, I'm gonna give you a mature, sophisticated unicorn. This is a grown-up unicorn. This unicorn, she's the haute couture unicorn. She wears black, okay? It's just really arresting. From that darkness, Noah pops out. She pops out with her glittering box. The lights, basically, it's a series of squares that are at different angles, so it almost has a spiral effect. I think there's a great moment when they march out. It's like, we've arrived, we've left the box, we're breaking out of the cage. And when she breaks out of the cage, that's when she's doing the feminine on, which is one of the best hooks, if not the best hook, of the entire Eurovision Song Contest 2023. That is a moment. I think the dance break looks great.
Yeah.
I think this really pops coming after Switzerland, as we've been discussing. It's looking good. I'm not getting the vibe that this is the winner. I don't think this is the winner. However, I do think this is a top 5 if they nail it, like vocally. She's sounding good. Anyone who doubted that Noah Kirel can sing, she's just spit it right back at you.
Yeah, it's all about the dance break, isn't it? I think that was what we were waiting for, and waiting to see how those camera angles would work. And I'm obsessed with it. It's like almost as if you've put a 60-minute Pilates class into 20 seconds, and it's just popping. It's incredible. And as you say, vocally, she's there. Even in the rehearsal, she was there, and I'm really confident with this one.
I was not a fan at the beginning of this song, I have to say. But seeing her today live, she's amazing. She is a great singer. With all of those movements, she doesn't miss a single note. And it's what you said. It's so dark. It is different. You expect something different, something else. But it's really different. And then when it's the breakdance part, and the way she said, like, "Do you want to see me dance?" It's so powerful. It's inviting you. Like, you're like, yes.
You want to see her dance?
Yes. And then it's totally dark, and there is a camera spinning, and she's on the floor doing a lot of stuff. And after that, she's just like, well, let's continue singing. This is really good. This is something to watch.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. Have you seen that Twitter meme where like she's doing a dance break and it's like the mic only and it's like cleaning a window? Our girl's polishing that floor. She is polishing it. All right, next up, Moldova, Pasha Parfeni. I think this is incredible. Yeah. I love that deep house beat, yet it's based on an ancient folkloric tradition. This is such a strong pairing. It's so Moldova. horns on the head. You've got a dancer with a magical pan flute. This is just, it's got a real sense of identity and place. It does what it does, and it doesn't care if you stay around. It just keeps going. It's dizzying. There's a great eye at the beginning, and it's very haunting. You're like, what is this eye? And then it becomes like a donut, and I'm like, it's a desiccated donut, and then it's like a black hole, and then it's like swallowing the universe, and then it's like the black hole, it's like the moon, it's like the sun. There's a lot going on. You can read the layers, but the word for me is spiritual. Circles, connectivity, endless life, endless death. Ooh, girl.
It's hypnotizing, isn't it? The song and, like you say, the eye. And I think Pasha himself just seems to be like in another zone, in another realm, and you just can see that they're all 100% focused in there. I think the dancers as well add so much to this compared to the pre-parties. And yeah, this is brilliant. One of my highlights, definitely.
I love how mystical this is with the backing vocalist. With the hair, you know, like the moon thing.
Yeah.
I think they are, because they are together sometimes, you know, and they are with him. They try to embrace him, you know, and it feels really interesting. And the way you see their hair are melting together.
Yeah.
This is really nice. Of course, the beat of the song, it's something amazing, and it's also really good. I really like it.
And Sergio, the pan flute, told us here on the sofa that he is sort of Pasha's alter ego. And so it is a dance with the self. Dance with the devil, maybe the devil is inside of you. Dance with an angel, maybe the angel lives with you as well.
Because he has kind of wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is blessed. We move on. Sweden's Loreen. The song is Tattoo, etched on us like a tattoo. She looked more confident and more together during today's rehearsal. We had heard previously that in rehearsals, people were like, not upset, but people weren't happy with how things were going. Today, she seemed looser, lighter, playful. It seemed like she was enjoying her moment on the stage. They wheeled her in, and I don't know if you remember this, but she was kind of like laughing and like, you know, she was rolling around like, oh, is it time? She was cool, calm, and collected. She sounded better in the chorus than in the verses. She nails the power, but in the verses where she's a little bit more exposed in a way, I felt like she was slightly off, but that's okay. This was the rehearsal. Maybe she was like keeping it loose so that stomach wouldn't pop. You know, I mean, you got to pace yourself. I think it looks great. You know, early on, people were freaking out over the box, but when you see it on the TV screen, like, you don't know it's a smaller box. Like, it's cut in a very nice way. Her box slays no matter the dimension. That's all I have to say. And there was a really playful moment at the end where they were lowering the ceiling, and our girl was sitting upright, and she needs to lay down so she doesn't, and it was a bit of humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, she survived. Look, this is still the one to beat. This is still the heavy favorite. I do wonder, I only asked this to ask this, and maybe y'all can address this. Her outfit, I think video gamers will love it. I think it'll like draw a strange crowd of like teenage boys who love video games like Tomb Raider and Lara Croft. But at the same time, I could see it alienating other people because it is very like out there. I personally love it, and I still love this. And again, I think this is the one to beat still, so do not take this as shade. But yeah, there's just, this is incredible, even if it's not as big as it was in Sweden.
Well,
Something's coming.
yeah. No, because you heard what I said like a few minutes ago. Someone asked me, what do you thought about Sweden? And I said, for me was kind of, I mean, this is good for television. This is not good for the people who is on the arena. I think, I mean, the box it's weird. For me, it's small. I mean, I'm not in front of that. I didn't see the box. I didn't touch the box. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of it get lost at some point. Her vocals, as you said, on the chorus, they were not that good.
No, I thought the chorus was perfect. For me, it's the verses. I think when the chorus is so powerful, it's like the boom. Da, 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 da.
I thought it was the chorus that it was not that good.
Oh, interesting. Big arena. Maybe we had different waves.
Well, actually, because we were in the other side. I was.
Oh,
in
we
the
were
other
in
side.
opposite sides.
Yes. I was in the opposite side. So, I mean, of course, it's Loreen. Of course, I know she's one of the favorites. She's one of my favorites. But seeing this live for the first time, I was trying to be, I don't know, I thought I was going to be wow, and I was more like, oh.
Okay, It's cool. I got you, boo. Here.
So, as someone who has watched this on a screen, I can promise you that the last thing anybody who is going to watch this for the first time, watch this on BBC One, the last thing they're going to think is, I wonder what size that box is. Could we have made it a bit bigger? It packs a punch within a TV screen, definitely. And I think Loreen, vocally, she will kill it on the night. I'm convinced. I see what you mean in terms of the outfit potentially being a bit alienating. I think it's very Loreen, and I think the movements as well are very Loreen. I couldn't see anybody else doing it, but I almost think in a similar way to Euphoria, their movements were the same and people really loved it. People were really charmed by it. So I see what you're saying, but I think that people will fall in love with it as they did in Sweden.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. Honestly, I've listened to this more than any other song this year, and I'll talk about Finland in a moment. I do think we have a competition. I don't think this is a runaway like I used to, and that's not because Loreen in any way downgraded. It's more that Finland has risen, but we will come to that momentarily. Next up is Azerbaijan, TuralTuranX with Tell Me More. Look, anyone who had to come after Sweden, I pity them. I feel for them. What I want to say about this is this has grown on me. I think they are so sweet and tender. I love their vocal delivery. I think the color palette they've chosen is absolutely beautiful. Shout out to Mods from Denmark, their stage director, choreographer. It's very, very nice. They've done the most that they can with this song. I love the mod styling, the nod to the Beatles. This is good. This is sweet. I'm not convinced this will qualify, mostly because coming after Loreen, how do you stand out? How, she got that big old box. She's got the Laura Croft Tomb Raider outfit. She's got that voice. But they've done a really good job in this position, and I send them just love and only the best.
I don't know how you hear that on TV, Katie, but I mean, from my side of the arena, the voices were completely. It was a disaster. It was really bad. Today, I don't know. They were singing in a different tone. It was, I don't know how you hear it, but it was not that good.
Where I was, it sounded okay. It was sweet.
The fact is the thing is that they are just in one place in the arena. They don't move from that place. I don't know. I didn't see the cameras. I don't know what is happening. The song is not bad, yes, but I don't know. It's for me. It's there. And it's not moving. It's going down. It's lower. Really.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this genre. This is not a screaming "look at me" song, is it? It's very subtle.
I know it's not because of the song. Because the song is bad or something like that. But the song is good. I mean, it's really Liverpool made for. But there is something happening. I'm not getting the connection with the song.
All right, Katie.
So this is another one. I would say the camera does add value, and I would say watching it on TV does actually add value to this, rather than maybe seeing it live. The camera helps, definitely, and I think vocally, it's almost hard to judge, isn't it? Because they're very conversational. I just kind of love the opening. They kind of open with like, which is, it's almost like we all take a breath after Loreen, and yeah, I do worry about it standing out, but I would say the camera is their friend, and yeah, they're really sweet, so fingers crossed for them.
Absolutely. Sweetness and light. Tural and Turan signed with an X. We move on to Czechia in unlucky spot 13, but it may be lucky for these girls because they are incredible. Vesna, my sister's crown, that crown is polished. That crown is shining. That crown has got rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. I love the innocent, soft pink of their looks. And then I love the darkness of the screen behind them. Hands pressed against glass. The rage of someone. It's not a selfie like, hey girl, I'm here, hey y'all. Just waiting on my people to join the chat. No, this is a woman screaming. She's angry, she's mad, she's been done wrong. This is a sisterhood standing up against oppression, standing up against the male patriarchy, standing up for anyone who's ever felt like they're on the margins, on the outside. I love when they march in unison, holding their unbelievable hair extensions. It is a powerful moment. We are not your dolls. We are not your toys. We will hold our own hair braids. Do not touch us. Watch us walk. Sissy that walk. No, slay that walk, queen. This is just so touching. it's power. You get the message even if you're not listening to the lyrics. And that to me suggests their choreographer, their stage director did an incredible job because I get the meaning even if I'm not even if I'm not listening to words. Do you know what I mean? Long story short, sailing through, this is incredible. This may be my favorite act from Czechia in ever? Yeah, ever. This is my Czech number one.
It's really good how to see the coordination between them, how they use the whole stage properly because they are everywhere. I mean, they're not in a hurry. They're not in a rush. You know, they do it. It's so calm. At some point, they use it in a good way, and this is something good for the people who's on the arena. The end, the last part, when they are together, they are like in a round, in a circle, and there are lights coming from them. I think that part is really powerful. This is something that I thought it was going to be different because of the preparis, the voices, and I think the rap part needs more power. I think if she adds power to the performance, it's going to be simply fantastic.
So I think Czechia have taught us all a lesson of never judge a performance by the pre-parties because honestly, this is probably the one that I got goosebumps watching. And I know exactly where I got the goosebumps. It was when the hands, we could see the hands almost coming through the screen. And when the hand does this.
Oh my God.
I think everybody just paused and felt like a lump in their throat, goosebumps. It really packs a punch, literally. And yeah, it's incredible.
It's absolutely stunning. We move on to the Netherlands. Mia Nicolai and Dion Cooper with Burning Daylight. They really have polished this. This is so much more engaging. They're so much more comfortable than they were at the pre-parties. You know, you want to do your best at Eurovision, so in a way, you can erase everything that came before. Similar to Vesna, actually. This is when it counts. I think they have made the most of this. I actually like the spinning table they're on, the walking, it gives it dynamism, gives it momentum. I think the lighting is actually among the most beautiful lighting in the entire show, actually. There's like this orb that like gets bigger and bigger. They burn that daylight, y'all. Will this go through? I'm not convinced this is a televote-friendly song, per se. I think when you've got, you know, a man in a green bolero running around shirtless, when you've got Loreen with a big old box, when you've got unicorns dancing, when you've got, you know, men in dresses from Croatia, there's a lot of things here that kind of overpower the rest. And so I think they can be proud of what they've done and how they made the decision to tweak the song, and that was a smart decision because the confidence is coming through. They looked very comfortable today. They looked very comfortable. And so I think what I gather is that they're up there to enjoy the moment and they'll just see what happens, and that's a better mentality. So yeah, well done to them for this transition. I still don't necessarily think it's going through. I think it's a real uphill climb. But yeah, this is something that Dutch fans can enjoy and that they can be proud of.
Absolutely. Well, it says it in the lyrics. They're just human. They're doing their best. I don't necessarily get the chemistry, which I think is an issue for me and possibly an issue for viewers. I'm not convinced. Almost they're not convincing me with what they're saying, and I need a bit more of that. And again, I don't know, maybe if it's kind of not being so familiar with camera work, but I don't think the camera helps. The camera almost makes it feel a bit more distant. But then it is, obviously, as we say, we wish them the best. It is an uphill struggle. It's a lovely song. But yeah, still not too convinced and don't necessarily think the camera is their friend.
Okay. Interesting. Because I absolutely adore it today.
Oh.
I absolutely love it. I mean, I thought it was so good. But what she said in the interview with you, that they did a different tone. That's what she said.
Yeah, they changed
the tone. I think it's good, and they did the right thing because it's working. I haven't seen this on TV. I don't know how it works. I'm not convinced about the round platform because I mean at the beginning I don't know. I don't see her. I don't know if there's a smoke or not, but the lights are doing something really nice, and I don't know. The thing is when I see her Mia here, I think she's so sweet and she's so. She has something really special. I agree with you. Maybe they don't have that chemistry together because I mean they're just getting to know each other. But I really like how their voices combine and they create this beautiful melody. I think this is a strong qualifier for me. For me, it's a strong qualifier.
That's nice to hear.
It's really nice. I really like it.
Well, diversity of opinion, hashtag celebrate diversity, hashtag open up, hashtag share the moment, hashtag in his case, feel your heartbeat, light your fire. We move on, closing the semifinal. It is Finland's Käärijä with Cha Cha Cha. Look, I'm just going to put it out there. Increasingly, I have the feeling this could win the Eurovision Song Contest. There is momentum in the air. There is energy you feel. I almost wonder if this is going to be like last year with Kalush Orchestra. Maybe they didn't do amazing with the jury, but they did good enough. And then they had this overwhelming televote score that pulled them through. And Finland's song is just so likable. It's a foil to Sweden in many ways, because Sweden is pop, dark pop, dance perfection. Love it, obsessed with it, loop it, play it. Finland is, yes, it's polished, yes, it looks good, but it's arresting in a playful way. He's so innocent looking.
Yeah.
He's got this charm to him that's very human. It's, do you know what I mean? They're just opposites in so many ways. My head tells me Sweden, my heart tells me Finland, and y'all, I'm a Scorpio, I'm a feeler, I always go with my heart. So that's why I just feel like Finland is riding this wave of deserved momentum. Every time I watch that, I love it. At the end, when he's going cha-cha-cha with the rainbow, the Super Mario Kart realness, I just want to hug him and I want to vote for him. I think he's going to win the semifinal because it's televote only.
Yeah.
However, in the grand final, how the jury vote pans out, I don't know. He didn't give his best vocal today, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't the strongest vocal today, but he is saving his voice for when it matters, and that is tonight, and that will be on Saturday. So it's looking good for Finland, is all I have to say.
I mean, the box, when he start punching the box and getting rid of all of this wood thing, I don't know how you said.
Crate.
It's
Crate and Barrel, the shop. They got some real cute furniture, girl.
It's really nice. It's really good. It's really powerful. You're looking like what is going to happen next. Then he's up in the box. Then he's on the ground. He's dancing, and it's the same thing there. I don't know why, but I feel the stage is huge.
Yeah.
They're running everywhere. He's running everywhere. Is the battery almost dying?
I just making sure you're in the frame, love.
I really think this could win Eurovision, definitely. But I'm worried about his voice.
He does have a backing vocalist, we should point out, and I'm less worried about her voice, and I think that he is working so hard.
Yeah.
I just want him to look more serene. Sometimes you see him struggling, not struggling, but you see him thinking about the vocal in the second half, the cha-cha-cha, and he doesn't need to think about it. Just let it flow, boy, let it flow. Because between you and the backing vocalist, the blend is beautiful. And actually, if it's imperfect, it's fine, because this song is, this is not a song for Mariah Carey. This is a song for Käärijä.
It's so funny, isn't it, how I think he's probably the only person in the world that can go around the Eurovision stage like a Tasmanian devil, like smashing boxes, like this kind of aggression, but then also you just want to squeeze him and put him in your pocket, and he's so charming, like you're saying. It's the playfulness and it's that contrast that you just can't do. You've got to have something really special to be able to do that, and Käärijä does, and I think he'll charm everyone like he's charmed all of us. I think the colours pop on screen as well, that contrast to Sweden, which is very muted tones, very like almondy tones, and then you've got neon green, neon pink, absolutely chaotic dancers, and it's chaos, but it's brilliant. And I absolutely agree that if we're talking televote,
Lady Gaga.
The rainbow explosion. I don't know if you saw, but some of the journalists inside, when they saw, I don't know why, when they saw the rainbow explosion, they said like, I cry.
Yeah.
They were crying, and I was like, okay, but
it's an LGBT moment, a very subtle one. Yeah. Take from it what you will. And get me some Hartman's long drink. I see rainbows all night.
Absolutely, and maybe it's just that moment of Käärijä being his 100% authentic self and just doing it, and he has. And I think this is a solid winner of the semi-final, given that it's televote only.
We're all getting close. I want to bring in our dear friend Simon, our colleague, movie blogger. We love you, honey. You've been working so hard. Is he in the frame? Let's push the camera back. Let's get Simon in the frame.
I am.
Yeah, the whole body.
Oh.
You gotta get your whole body
Yes.
in here.
Are you calling me fat?
No. Are we good? All right, Simon, let's start with you. Please just briefly give us your top three, starting with number 3, number 2, number 1, based on the dress rehearsal.
Number 3 for me is Serbia. This has come together for me in a way, you know, the staging, the song, his performance, his looks is giving me everything in this semifinal. So Serbia is my number 3. And number 2, and I'm...
Oh, actually, why don't we go around and give it number 3? I like this.
All right.
Finland. Number 3? Yeah? Oh, okay. So it's charming, it's colourful, and it's a brilliant close to the show.
I have to agree with Simon. My number 3 is Serbia. This is growing, this is impactful. It's really nice to see Serbia.
My number 3 is Czechia, Vesna. I think the staging takes this to a whole nother realm. I watched it from note 1 to the very last note. It's powerful, it's impactful. They sound great in terms of their voices. They look great visually. It's just ticking all the boxes for me. We move on to number 2, Simon.
And I hate to say that because she is my dear, my heart, my everything, but Loreen is now number 2 for me. Because number 1 is just a more impactful song with a televote only semifinal. I'm sure that Loreen will get everything she wants in the final with a jury backing this, but in a televote only semifinal, this has some things that won't connect as much as the number 1 will with a televote. But I mean, certain number 2 for me.
My number 2 is Czechia's Vesna, because it's all about those graphics in those hands. They give me goosebumps, and just their movements, the way they all move together, and I think this has been my biggest surprise, definitely this semi-final. I was not expecting to be so moved by this.
My number 2 is the Netherlands. I really love this. You maybe wonder why I am not giving Loreen number 2, Finland number 2, or number 1. No, but we haven't arrived to that point. No, Netherlands. I love Netherlands. I'm sorry.
All right, my number 2, I'm going to echo Simon. It is Sweden, Loreen, for all the same reasons. I love this. I think it's incredible. I think this is a masterful stroke of stage genius. However, I think I'm battling head versus heart, and there's another act I just think is a bit warmer, actually. It's so close. It's neck and neck. It goes back and forth. But I do think that with the jury in the final, Loreen will have a slight edge. But in the semifinal, televoters, drunk people at the party, here in the UK, at the pub, I just see so many people who dismiss Eurovision voting for this. And because, at least here in the UK, there'll be a lot more people watching Eurovision, and I just see them voting for another song, not necessarily this. All right, Simon, time for your number 1.
Well, since Loreen can't be both my number 2 and number 1, I will have to choose the green man himself in the bolero jacket. It is, of course, Kirel from Finland. Because this song has taken everyone by storm. I mean, we can see it when we're out partying at Euroclub. We saw it at the turquoise carpet yesterday. We see it everywhere. People are taking this song to their hearts, and it's crazy, it's party, it's everything. And in a televote only semifinal, this is a dead certain number 1 for me.
My number 1 is Moldova, because I'm just... Yeah, because I'm absolutely hypnotized by Pasha. I'm quite curious to see what he's going to decide to do with his hair on the day. He was having a conversation in the lounge about whether to kind of have it big or whether to sleek it back. I really hope he does sleek it back, because I think, like, kind of want to see his face and just think it tells a story, and I'm with it from second 1 to the whole 3 minutes.
My number 1 is Finland, Kaaria. I think they have made this a mini Marvel movie. We've got a superhero, this green man. I love that when he sticks his tongue out, you see a big old tongue in the background, that silhouette. It's playful, it's cheeky. He's in a character, yes, but he's also very human while he's in that character. it just moves from darkness and aggression to something light and uplifting. And it's just really beautiful. When the rainbows come out and he's going cha-cha-cha, there's joy. I can already see the confetti falling, if potentially he wins the Eurovision Song Contest. It just seems that the stars are aligning and violins are playing for Finland. I don't know if you're getting this energy here on the ground. I spoke to delegations on the carpet, and so many people are whispering about Finland, Finland, Finland. And I am biased. They're sweet, down to earth. Like, I was at UMK, obviously. Like, I don't know. I just have this vibe with them at the moment. And I love the Swedish team. This is not shade. This is not shade. I'm just saying that when Finland does well, my heart sings. They often struggle. They often, struggle to get out of the semifinal. And here they are with a chance to win. I just find it all very heartwarming.
My number one is Czechia, Vesna. I think this was, for me, this was everything today. It was perfection. It was polish, a great message, and it's impactful. And this is why we are here in the UK, and we are actually celebrating Ukraine. And they have a message for that. Their chorus is in Ukrainian language. This is really good. This is really good. And I just want to say why I'm not giving number one to Karia or Loreen or Noah Kirel. They are amazing, but I think they are already in the final. For me, they're already in the final.
Girl, this video is about the best in the semifinal dress rehearsal. This isn't a pity party about giving points to people because we want them to do well.
No, but it's true. They are already, they are very strong countries, and the ones that made the most impact for me today were those three. Even if I love Finland, I love Sweden, and today I loved absolutely Israel. It was really good.
Well, that was a long-ass video, and we apologize for all of that. But listen, what did you think of the dress rehearsal? Who do you think the 10 qualifiers are? Who's your favorite? Let us know here on Wee Vlogs.
You can follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest.
And come join us in the Lush Lounge if you're in Liverpool. We've got plenty more performances still lined up, and meet and greet so you can get your selfies with the artists.
And don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and tomorrow, Blanca Paloma.
Yeah, and also the launch of my book, Wild Dances, My Queer and Curious Journey to Eurovision. If you're in Liverpool, please come to Lush for 3 p.m., so you better be here at 2:45. Buy your book, take a seat, and we will see you later. Bye.